Hi, welcome to Cocktail Mode, the podcast where me, Andy, and my mate Dave pick a retro game, and at some point along the line we will try and pair it with a cocktail. Today we're doing an episode to tie in with the release of the new Running Man film, and we have decided to look at Smash TV, the classic twin stick shooter from 1990. We'll also be looking a little bit at Robotron 2084 and a little bit at the sequel Total Carnage. All that and a bit about the new and old Running Man films as well. Before we get going, just wanted to say, please, wherever you're listening, leave us a comment. We seem to get the most engagement from our YouTube channel. And if you're listening on that, we'd really, really love to hear from you. We don't do, as you would have heard us talk about before, the whole like and subscribe nonsense. It really gets on our tits. But we do love to hear from you. We love to get a comment and to read what you think of an episode. So please, just do that. It's just great to know that there's some actual human beings out there listening to me and Dave talk bollocks. Really,
it's nice to know where people are listening.
Absolutely, it really is
good to be able to gauge where people are actually finding us, because if we're publishing on a website that doesn't get any views or listens, we won't bother anymore.
And that does sound a little bit corporate. But what Dave's trying to say is we just love to hear from you. And on that note, just a quick shout out to Nozumi, the self-described Polish dude living in Mexico. Loved your comment, mate. Please get in contact again. Yeah, we adore it. So please stay engaged.
Tell us what we got wrong. When we inevitably fuck up and give you the wrong developer of a game, please let us know.
And yeah, with that, let's get on and talk a little bit about Smash TV. We decided to do an episode to tie in with the new version of Running Man, which I'm quite excited about because I like the director. I think when what's the guy's name? Glenn Powell, is it?
Yes,
the actor.
I really like him actually.
He's really blown up in the last year or two, and I think when he got signed up for this, he was nowhere near as famous as he is now. So I think it's played out pretty well. But yeah, I like Edgar Wright as a director, and I like him, and I'm hoping it's going to be good. Who knows? We should be publishing just before it comes out, so nobody will know at this point. So yeah, we thought we'd do that, and we thought, what games can we do? There is a Running Man tie-in video game. Was there?
What on?
8-bit computers is what I saw it on. I played the Spectrum version.
Let me guess, published by Ocean. They always are.
I'm going to check because I can't remember.
I don't need to look. I guarantee.
No.
Wow.
So the Running Man, developed by Emerald Software, never heard of them, and published by Grand Slam Entertainments. And it is Grand Slam Entertainments.
Yeah.
Amiga, Amstrad, Atari, ST, Commodore 64, and the ZX Spectrum. It's not awful, it's just very straightforward. Like every level is exactly the same: run left to right, shoot and or punch people. It's not worthy of, an hour of your time listening to us, but it exists. And I think the Spectrum version was the best received out of the lot of them. So if you want to have a look at it on the Spectrum. But we thought, I think it's your idea actually, wasn't it, Dave?
I think so, yeah, because we had a look at all the films and all the games that were coming out through the course of the year, and we sort of thought, well, what can we tie into? And the Running Man was there. My idea was, well, there was one of two. It was either Smash TV, which is literally basically the Running Man crossed with RoboCop.
Yes.
Or the Killing Game Show on the Amiga.
Yeah.
And Smash TV, I think, is just the better known game and realistically a better game.
I don't know the Killing Game Show.
It's good. You play like a walker thing that just walks left to right and shoots stuff. There's not a lot to it, if I'm honest.
But Smash TV, I think, I remember it being about a bit. It seems to be much bigger in America than it was in the UK. But it came out on absolutely everything.
Oh yeah, it got ported to literally everything under the sun.
It's part of this weird sort of trilogy, isn't it? It's Robotron 2048, 2084.
2084, get that right now. I'm not editing that in every time you get that wrong.
Robocop.
Fuck's sake.
Not even drunk yet. Robotron 2084 and then Smash TV, and then Total Carnage.
Yep.
As three sort of... It's a loose trilogy. I think Eugene Jarvis, who, let's get it out of the way early, is one of the classic game geniuses. I've talked before about how it tends to be Japanese game designers who sort of get singled out, like Miyamoto, like...
Yu Suzuki.
Yeah, it does seem to be the Japanese. Oh, we should probably just quickly sort of just interject with a quick RIP to Tomonobu Itagaki, a fantastic game designer, and another of these brilliant Japanese game designers who get their name up there. And it does seem to be that earlier in the evolution of video games, it wasn't just Japanese people. There were people like Julian Gollop, who we've mentioned a million times before, and the fantastic Eugene Jarvis, who made these games, whose name still rings true. I was playing Nex Machina earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Have you played that one?
I have, yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I liked it. I didn't play it for a lot, but I did play it.
Yeah, I found myself thoroughly addicted to that. Today. Very, very fast paced. But he seems to love the format. The twin stick shooter that is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, point is, Smash TV we're talking about because we think it ties in nicely with The Running Man, this film that I'm desperately hoping is good. Because we did AVP last time out, and the first reviews of the film came out today as we record this.
There's just Badlands.
Yeah. And it ain't looking great.
Yeah, I thought it looked shit from the trailer, so I'm not expecting big things.
I haven't watched any trailers or anything, but it is one of this annoying new brand of publicising films where they try and show you via YouTube and trailers that last about 4 hours the entire film before you go and see it. And yeah, I've avoided everything, but yeah, the early reviews sound a bit sketchy, but we'll know for sure hopefully by the time this goes out, or you will. But yeah, we're hoping Running Man fares better.
It depends on who's reviewing it.
You've always got to make up your own mind.
Yeah, definitely.
And which I did with Smash TV, Robotron 2084 and Total Carnage, because I've never played any of these games before.
Really?
Not a single one of them.
I bet you're going to say you've never played Llamatron on the Amiga either, have you?
I've never played Llamatron on the Amiga either.
Llamatron was I'm not sure it was a properly commercially released game.
Right.
But it was sort of one of these like public domain demo things that did the rounds.
Yeah.
And it was massively popular. Everyone I've ever met who had an Amiga has played Llamatron.
Huh.
And it is basically just Robotron, but with llamas and camels and things instead of robots and people.
I thought it was quite interesting playing Nex Machina, how similar the sort of the concept is to Robotron, because it's rescuing people again, which is, and it is a central game mechanic. It's not just there. I thought it was quite interesting how he tied that back. Yeah, so I'd never played it. I like a twin stick shooter as well, but I think I hadn't really played one until the sort of, I guess it would have been the second wave of them, when sort of early days of the Xbox 360 with Galaxy Wars, really, wasn't it? Is it Galaxy Wars?
Geometry Wars.
Geometry Wars. Galaxy Wars, something completely different.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think I'd really played one before that.
Have you played Beat Hazard?
Yes, like
That's
Beat Hazard.
a great game.
Yeah, it is really good. So yeah, but I've played a few and I do like them. I do. I think it's a really good, fun format to play it. There's not lots of nice variations that you can do.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a conscious decision to not play them, because you can't really play with twin sticks, can you? Although Smash TV, there were a few home controller options, weren't there? I think on the
NES had a really cool solution where you used the second D-pad on another controller in two hands. Yeah. Kind of a precursor to the N64 controller.
Well, no, except on the N64 controller, you famously need free hands.
Yeah.
And then obviously the SNES version just used the 4 face buttons as a second control stick, much like the Nintendo Switch does to this day. So yeah, so you played it back in the day.
I'm pretty sure I played Smash TV in the arcade. I don't think I ever played Robotron. I played it for probably about half an hour recently. Couldn't really stand it for much longer than that because it's quite clunky. It's quite jarring to look at and listen to, and it's bastard hard.
It's certainly that.
But that's carried on through Smash TV and on into Total Carnage as well. It's designed to suck money out of you, but they lean into it because you can just continue where you died.
Yeah.
There's no penalty for death other than you need to put more money in to keep playing.
Yeah, no, you did churn for. Unlike, again, I know we don't really talk about modern games, but it is interesting to look at these old games and then look at a game Eugene Jarvis made just a few years ago in Next Machinery and see what's changed. It's almost taken on the roguelike elements with that, because you've got 5 lives and your power-ups you can sort of continue and keep for those 5 lives, but after that it's like using up and continue.
Oh, okay.
And on easy mode, infinite lives.
I need to go back and play that again because I just enjoy it.
The sort of the middle mode, which, you know, most people normally go for, you get 99 lives. And trust me, you will burn through them very, very quickly. It is not an easy game.
In preparation for making the YouTube video, I played Smash TV through all the way and recorded the footage. And I thought, because I'd played it before, and I thought, yeah, it took quite a few credits to get as far as I got. Tell you what, I'll put 50 in and see how far I get. And I finished the game on my 43rd credit, which I thought, back in the day, that's probably about 30 quid, depending on how much the machine cost. So just out of curiosity, I put a comment on a Facebook group that I'm in of retro games. I said, did anybody ever play and finish Smash TV in the arcades? And if so, how much did it cost you? And most people's response was just, no, never finished it. But there was one guy who said, we owned it. We had our own arcade, so I owned the machine. I was like, oh, fucking hell. Jammy. How much did the machine cost you?
Well, yeah.
Because that wouldn't have been cheap, would it?
No.
But no, I thought 42 quid. If you were to buy Smash TV on the SNES for like 40, 50 quid, back then when credits would have been 50p, potentially 20p, because it was 1990.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that and walk away and never play it again. Which I probably won't, to be honest.
Did you not enjoy it?
It's an endurance test. It really is. I did enjoy it. I do have to say I did enjoy it, but it was a slog. I felt like I was forcing myself to play it rather than playing it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to basically get through the whole game.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm never playing this again. Once I finish this, that's it. Done.
It is very, very difficult. I didn't finish it. I didn't get close to finishing it. I think I got past the first boss. And into the next batch of levels. But I liked the variation in enemies. I thought that was quite good. I thought that was something it brought. Because so many of those games, and in genuinely sort of games of that age, that was something you didn't really see a lot of. But it just the way the different enemies acted and reacted and all that sort of thing, I thought was really smart. But I do think that it all gets a bit lost in the arcade difficulty issue, because it just in the end it's just an absolute clusterfuck.
I do wonder if it'd be a little bit more forgiving with a second player.
Yeah,
because obviously you could cover but like 2 directions of fire at once. You could basically do the whole stand back to back thing.
Yeah.
And cover an area of the field.
No, that would be interesting. If you're listening to us and you've played it 2-player, and I'd be interested to know whether it changes. You know, whether it throws more at you in 2-player or whether it's the same. And any versions, as Dave mentioned earlier, this was ported, one of those games that was ported to absolutely everything, like all the UK home computers, all the consoles, NES, SNES, Mega Drive, I think even, although God knows how the controls worked on that.
Badly.
Well, I know on the Spectrum version, you have to shoot the way you're facing.
Yeah, I think that's the general method for all of the other versions that don't have a second stick or 4 buttons.
Yeah, I think some of them you could fire the opposite direction to you were facing with another button.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, generally I think you might be right. I think the Amiga did that.
That's quite clever. I like that.
Yes. I watched a video of all the different versions and it is incredible how different they were. The Amstrad version, you'll be pleased to hear, looks amazing. Really great version on the Amstrad.
I struggle to remember if I had it. Don't have like a very solid memory of having it. But I remember the game from those days. So whether someone I knew had it and I borrowed it is possible. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't own it. So if I did play it at all, it was borrowed off of somebody.
Super Smash TV, the SNES version, was seen as like, that's what the game was. I never saw it in an arcade. The version that you played, I assume you played it on MAME.
Yes, yeah.
Did it have the pleasure dome at the end?
Yes, it is the revision B or whatever version it was that had that. I thought that was hilarious. Can you imagine paying whatever it cost you to get through that game with the promise that you were going to get to the pleasure dome at the end, and it's just not there?
It doesn't exist.
Because they got complaints. People got to the end of the game with this promise of getting to the pleasure dome, and it just didn't exist. And they actually got complaints from people. Like, what were you expecting? I mean, the graphics aren't exactly high definition. Even if it was full of naked women, you're not going to see much.
And it is, you just run around like collecting them, don't you?
Yeah, they're just like the presents or the rewards that you pick up throughout the entire rest of the game. It's meaningless.
I really wanted to find a cocktail that had something to do with toasters or VCRs. I couldn't find one. There is a shot called a VCR, vodka something and Red Bull, I think, but that sounds horrendous. So.
Oh, I used to drink a TVR, which was tequila vodka Red Bull.
Yes, I remember those.
Yeah, that was vicious. You were absolutely shit-faced, but you couldn't sleep for 3 days.
If you've not played Smash TV, it's that sort of 3/4 view isometric, sort of basically top down, but you had two sticks, one to move around and one to shoot, so you could shoot in any direction while you were walking in any direction. It wasn't the first game to come out with that.
Not by a long way.
Well, I've seen games from 1982, and I think one of the earliest arcade games, a game called Gunfight from 1975, actually used a twin stick controller. So yeah, it's not a new idea, but it was definitely, it sort of very much popularised it when it came out.
I think it's also, at the time and for quite a long while after, it's certainly the best presented version of that kind of game.
Yeah.
Because nobody else, I say nobody else, I don't think anybody else even attempted to do something similar for quite a while, other than its own sequel.
Yeah, no, you could be right. I mean,
there's a game called Gunsmoke that had 6 buttons. So a joystick for movement and 6 buttons, so it was like covered like a diamond of directional fire.
Yeah, well, that sounds cool.
But there was like Gunsmoke Commando was a similar type of game.
Yeah. If you don't remember the older versions like this, I'm sure you'd remember the Geometry Wars games that were hugely popular and they seemed to sort of dominate the Xbox Live Arcade and the whole sort of PlayStation Network evolution that came out. It tended to be sort of almost like the poster boy of that, sort of cheap but very fun, very addictive games, very simple graphics. Of the 3 games, I liked Robotron the best of the lot.
I preferred Robotron, actually. I thought Robotron was more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Smash TV had the polish.
Yeah.
Robotron was a better game, and I couldn't stand Total Carnage. From the second I started playing it, I just thought, I don't like this. It's wrapped up in this ridiculous macho military bullshit thing that I just don't care about. Gameplay's not as engaging as Smash TV.
No, well, I mean, fundamentally, I agree. I was confused by the tone of Total Carnage.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's a joke or whether it is like genuinely this macho nonsense and hugely racist in terms of its antagonist and what's going on. It felt really ick. But I was like, but is it a joke? Is it Starship Troopers? You know what I mean? Is it Springtime for Hitler? Or is it just shit?
You know what I think it is? I think it's what Desert Strike got accused of being, of cashing in on the Gulf War and being this crass, very pro-military thing, where Desert Strike wasn't, Total Carnage is.
Spoiler warning, at the end of Total Carnage, in terms of his name and his general presentation, appears to be sort of Arabic, definitely Middle Eastern descent enemy, reveals himself to be Adolf Hitler. In the early versions of the game, it was retrospectively changed. For taste reasons.
His name is General Akboob.
Yeah.
And his country is called Kukistan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good, is it?
It's not good at all. Midway were a very crass, very sort of brash company. A lot of their games are like that. Like, have you ever played Narc?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's again Eugene Jarvis was involved in that. It's weird. It doesn't seem like one of his games at all, but he was involved in it, and it's just a pretty poor shoot 'em up, but with lots of blood and guts and things, and people loved it at the time.
Well, that's it. It's one of those games that I always point to when people used to complain about violence in video games. That was the one I was always put forward as being, actually, they're right, because there's no reason for this. This is just gratuitous. It's just pointlessly violent. I mean, Smash TV is very violent, very bloody, but so low resolution, you can't really see what's going on. I mean, your mind fills in a lot of gaps in that game.
Yes, and again, Total Carnage, because it's a few years later, it is more graphic because it is more obvious what's going on. And I don't want to come across prudish, Dave. It's not like we give a shit in any sort of real sense, but it's just, to me, it just... I mean, I do give a shit about the racism and the general sort of icky macho bullshit that you talk about, and the whole... Imagine Team America World Police, but serious. That's how Total Carnage felt. But maybe I'm missing the joke. Maybe it is Team America World Police.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced either, and let's leave it there.
I don't think it has the intelligence behind it to be that clever.
Yeah, so if you've not played Total Carnage, it's a kind of sequel to Smash TV, but the screen scrolls around a bit. That's pretty much it, and you have to rescue people again. These games does seem to be in sort of a Eugene Jarvis thing, the idea of rescuing people, because in Defender and what's the sequel to Defender called? Stargate, you rescue people, and Robotron you rescue people, Next Machina, and Total Carnage. I don't think you do in Smash TV, do you?
No, Smash TV is just crass capitalism. I want to win a ride-on lawnmower. And kill 1 billion people.
And plagiarise RoboCop.
Yeah, but it very much wears that on its sleeve.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I can't fault it for that. In fact, I celebrate it for that. I think that sort of tie into the Running Man, or the idea behind the Running Man.
Yeah.
And the fake bleak idea of what future TV might be like.
Yeah.
I think that's really clever. I think that's really good and really well done.
Yeah. I think the only thing that has stopped future TV already doing this sort of thing is because it exists as a parody.
Yeah.
And for now, people are going, we can't do that because that was a joke on RoboCop. But sooner or later...
I don't think it is. I think the fear of reality TV becoming violent, and then ultra violent, and then murder for fun and murder for profit, I don't think will ever happen now, because reality TV as we know it is just getting duller and duller. It's just rich bitches walking around all day. That's it. That's apparently entertainment now. We had our chance for Smash TV to be the future of TV, and I think it's gone. I don't think we'll ever get it.
Do you remember when Big Brother first happened and how seriously it was taken?
Yeah.
It seemed
didn't
so
last
bizarre.
long though.
No, but that first season, it was taken so seriously by the people in it and everybody watching. It was almost like a social experiment thing.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating, and yeah, to look what it's at now, it's absolute crazy. It's not Smash TV. There's not a boss that takes about a week to kill in it.
Oh, the bosses are painful. I mean, the whole, like I've already said, the game is painful to play.
Yeah.
Like, it's just unnecessarily unfair and difficult. It's difficult by design to extract money from you. We've said it before about a lot of arcade games, but I think it genuinely applies for Smash TV more than a lot of games do. There isn't a skill element to most of these levels. It's just attrition. It's, do you have enough money to get through the game?
Yeah.
Do you have enough money to get through this level? And if it wasn't for the infinite credits that MAME allows me to have, I wouldn't have bothered.
Well, this is what I mean, and this is what I talked about last time this came up, is that it's what the flip side is always this, to the argument is, if the game isn't good, it won't eat your money because you will stop playing it.
Yeah. But if you're enjoying it, you don't mind putting that money in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so it's a fine line to walk for an arcade game, to be challenging enough where you go, I'm going to pay to continue, but not so challenging that you go, I can't be bothered to continue.
Yeah.
I got to the point halfway through level 2 of Smash TV where I couldn't be bothered to continue when it was free.
Yeah, I kind of wish I'd stopped as well. Like I said, I felt obliged to see it through. And I'm glad I did, because now I never need to again.
No, I mean, yeah, you've seen the end. You've reached the pleasure dome.
Yeah, it's shit. It's no pachinko sexy reaction, I'll tell you that.
There's a not safe for work warning if you fancy Googling pachinko sexy reaction.
I don't know, it depends on what your job is. or if you work from home, fill your boots.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Maybe put incognito mode on first.
We shouldn't say too much. I want to do an episode on pachinko sexy reaction.
It is on the list.
So, The Running Man.
Yeah.
You've seen The Running Man now for the first time ever.
Yes.
You told me recently, which I can't believe you've never seen this film.
Never saw it. Never. Somehow managed to. I mean, the film Running Man, I watched, I think, when we put this game on the list and said we're going to do a tie-in to the new film, that's when I watched it. So it was a good couple of months ago now.
Oh, okay. What were your thoughts on it? Bearing in mind you're 35 years late to the party.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? If you recommended someone watch Apocalypse Now, would you say, oh, it's quite old, you want to prepare yourself for how well it's aged?
No, I wouldn't bother.
No. Godfather? No. You just but and so I think whenever you've got to caveat it, I don't like that sort of thing. A good piece of entertainment will be a good piece of entertainment no matter how old it is, no matter when it was made or anything like that. I quite liked The Running Man.
Really? I was not expecting you to say that.
No, I didn't love it. I didn't really see what all the fuss was about.
Yeah.
But I quite liked it. I thought it could have done with a bit more of the sort of the RoboCop edge, a bit of the social commentary about it, because it's not, is it? It's just kill people, make really bad one-liner quips, and they are bad. They're not even funny or clever. They're just bad.
Yeah.
And it's that weird time in Arnie's career where he sounds less like Arnie than he does now.
Yeah, I think there's still an element of dubbing to his voice at this point.
I don't think so.
Do you know what's really weird? It came out the same year as Predator.
Did it?
Yeah, and I don't know which way round they were filmed, but there must not have been much of a turnaround between doing one and then the other.
No. Wow. Predator is a much better film.
Oh, God, yeah.
A much better film.
It stood the test of time a lot better.
Yes, no, it really has. But yeah, no, I thought The Running Man was okay. And it was okay, and it was, I guess it's a bit, it comes across now, it probably wouldn't at the time, but it was a little bit campy and a little bit, a little bit silly. But
no, I think that's always been there.
You think it was deliberate?
I do, and some of the stuff that I found out recently in looking it up have cemented that, because, the guy in it, Killian, the game show host.
Yeah.
The guy who played him, Richard Dawson, was a game show host in the States. Cool. So he wasn't a theatrically changed Shakespearean actor playing a game show host. He was a game show host playing a ridiculous version of a game show host.
That's quite cool.
Just that on its own makes me think there was a bit more thought went into this than you might think. Because it is quite brainless from the outside. But it's got some great moments in it. The spoilers.
Thank you.
The bit where they try and fake his death.
Yeah.
By digitally changing someone else's face to his face. That predicted the whole deep fake video thing by 20 odd years.
Yeah,
that's commonplace shit that we're used to having to somehow filter out from real life now.
Yeah.
Like, how many things do you watch on YouTube or Facebook videos and you think, is that real? Is it not?
Yeah.
Is it Mimicon? Who knows?
I'm with you. No, that's a great shout. I think it's I'd say I was surprised how much I liked it as well, to be honest with you. The bit at the beginning looks like it's been edited in from another film. The bit that gets him arrested in the helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
It's so bizarre. It seems completely set apart from the rest of the film. It's really odd.
It's probably shot months apart by a different unit.
It was honestly, it's really, really bizarre. Please, anyone listening, if you've not watched it, watch it and tell me I'm wrong. It is just so odd, like noticeably odd. I saw that first bit and I thought this is going to be awful because it is really not good.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the film starts and it gets much, much better, very, very quickly. But yeah, it's really, really weird. I'd love to know the story behind whatever's going on there. You might be right. It might just have been. It could have been an edit that was demanded because, you know, why is this guy in prison? You know, how was even and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's very, very peculiar.
Yeah.
And now, what are we? 40 years later, we're getting a remake.
Nearly 38.
38 years later, by Edgar Wright, who I'm a big fan of. Although his last couple of films haven't been that great, but he's definitely got talent.
Oh yeah, he's got some great films under his belt.
Interestingly, I noticed on the poster for the new film, it's sort of from the director of Baby Driver. They call that out as the film, which I guess is his sort of big American action film. Is the closest to that.
To be fair, that is a good film.
Oh, it's great, really great film. I like that a lot. But yeah, obviously Dawn of the Dead didn't do Dawn of the Dead. He's not that old. Shaun of the Dead and the Cornetto trilogy, of which again I saw the final part, World's End, very recently. Didn't like it very much. Just disappointing, really.
It's not as good. It's still a good film. I like it, but it's not as good as the other two.
Spoilers. I think that the design of the creatures it's an odd choice. The sort of almost Lego style thing they've got going on and the associated sound effects with that. It's a very odd choice and I don't think it works.
Oh, okay.
And he did the same with his, was it Last Night in Soho?
I've not seen that.
Oh, it's good. There are ghosts in it and they look a bit cartoony.
Right.
And again, it just doesn't quite work. It looks almost like it's trying to be family friendly. It's not. But it's just the design is odd. And those two films, that's why I'm a little bit hesitant about Running Man, but I think it should be fine. I really do. But yeah, there's just something about some of his sort of design choices in his recent films have been a little bit bizarre. But you know, it's his films. Let him make him how he wants. It's not like neither of these films are terrible. They're a bit after how brilliant Shaun of the Dead was and Hot Fuzz as well.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of a shame when it doesn't stick the landing, basically.
Well, the thing that's got me interested in it is that it's not a direct remake of the film. It's a new film based on the book.
Yeah.
So the book was quite different. It roves around the country rather than just a small area. It's got a wider view than the tight focus of an area that the Arnie version has. But weirdly, in reading up on this, I found out it's not the first time it had been made.
Really?
When The Running Man came out, the makers of a 1983 French film sued them for plagiarism and won.
Really?
Yeah. So the Richard Bacon, or Stephen King, as he's otherwise known, book was proved in court to be a rip-off of a 1958 book that somebody else had written.
Well, shit.
Of which this 1983 film was based. And there's been another version in the 70s, like a German TV series. I look at The Running Man and I think that's a very 80s idea.
Yeah.
The whole thing of reality TV with violence to please the masses because they need to be distracted from the shit world they live in, which is like 2017, I think, if I remember right. So we've gone past it. We're good.
But also accurate.
Yeah, not far off.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea is not new at all. It's like when people talk about 1984 and the whole sort of, surveillance state that exists now.
Yeah.
That book was written in the 50s as well.
Yeah.
It just took a few years to get there. And The Running Man apparently is a similar thing. But yeah, they dressed it up and changed it around a little bit. But the core idea behind it was written in the 50s, which I find really interesting. Because how many people would have read that originally and gone, yeah, fuck off, that'll never happen.
Well, TV had barely been around in the 50s.
Exactly.
Well.
So it's such an odd thing for somebody to look at back then and say, I've got an idea about where this might go.
Yeah.
Takes a pretty bleak view of life to come up with that idea.
So if you're interested, I've just Googled it because I was. The book that started it all was called The Prize of Peril by Robert Sheckley, first published in 1958. That's nuts. I quite want to read it.
Yeah, I'm curious. As soon as I read that, I was like, ooh, I wonder if I can get that.
Yeah, so it's sort of mostly available as a collection of short stories called Store of Infinity. There is an omnibus collection of Robert Sheckley as well. So there's definitely ways to get it.
Yeah, I might see if I can find that. One minor little thing about the cast in The Running Man.
The original?
Yep. You got Yaphet Kotto.
Yes.
Famously from Alien and Live and Let Die.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura from Predator.
And wrestling.
And yeah, another shit. Mick Fleetwood.
Yes, he's the old guy with the hair, isn't he?
It's fucking bizarre. How does that happen? But also Jim Brown as Fireball.
Is that Jim Brown?
Yeah, blaxploitation era actor.
Yeah.
And then bizarrely as well, Dweezil Zappa, one of Frank Zappa's kids, is also in there. Very odd cast.
Mm.
The guy who plays Dynamo, Erland Van Lith, was an actual opera singer. So the bit where he's singing Ride of the Valkyries is genuinely a trained opera singer singing. So as camp and as stupid and as crass as the thing seems, quite a bit of effort went into The Running Man.
What's his name, the opera guy? His
Dynamo.
character name. Dynamo, that's it. That's the point. That's where the film teeters on the edge for me.
My favourite line in the entire film is when the woman calls him a dickless moron with a battery stuffed up his ass. I fucking love that.
I'm looking at pictures of I do not recognise Jim Brown from. And I didn't when I watched it, and I still don't. Looking at pictures of him now, it's bizarre. No, you're absolutely right. Who directed it?
Paul Michael Glaser.
Nope.
Yeah, nope. He only ever directed 5 films. None of them were any good.
Except Running Man.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Fucking hell. He was Starsky in Starsky and Hutch.
The director?
The director of The Running Man was the actor who was Starsky in Starsky and Hutch. That's fucking brilliant. I never knew that.
That's our trailer clip right there. So, Smash TV as a focus for the episode isn't going so well, is it?
No.
No.
I don't think either of us particularly enjoyed it, so it's not like
No.
we're enthusiastic to talk about it that much.
No. And I don't have any nostalgia for it either.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I genuinely don't think I had any nostalgia for it, but I found on playing it, I was transported back to the era.
Yeah?
I could picture myself playing that in an arcade in the early 90s, thinking, this is fucking amazing. Because I would have missed Robotron. Robotron would not have existed in any arcades that I ever played in. I think the chances of me ever actually having played that game are very close to 0, if not 0.
Oh, yeah.
But Smash TV, I'm pretty sure I would have played if I'd have seen it. I would have loved the brashness of it. The control method is one that I particularly like. I love the twin stick thing. I think I've said it before, one of my earliest favourite arcade games was a game called Karate Champ.
Yeah.
Which was like an early version of International Karate, which was a twin stick thing. So the control method I would have looked at that and gone, oh yeah, we should be good at this. Wouldn't have been at all. It would have been fucking dreadful. It's got a lot of things in it that are fun, but there's a lot of things in it that aren't fun. Like it never feels fair.
No.
The pickups and the power-ups that you pick up seem to be completely random, like where they're placed, what they are, and how they work sometimes doesn't always seem to be exactly consistent. There's a thing that orbits around you that duplicates your fire.
Yeah.
So whatever you shoot, it shoots another one. You can pick that up, and if it hits an enemy, it vanishes within like half a second before it's even fired a shot. You think, well, what the fuck was the point of that? There's a thing that spins around you, like a set of blades that takes out everything. That's really good. Really enjoyed that cool. one. And there's the smart bomb thing that just kills everything on the screen at any one time, which is a lifesaver at various points. But you can be on a screen with nothing on it, and one of those will appear. So I think the placement and the selection of those pickups is completely random. So one playthrough to a next, you might be lucky or not, based on what you get and where it appears and when it appears. Like I found during the boss fights, a lot of the time I was shooting the boss with the basic weapon, which for all intents and purposes, you may as well not bother.
Yeah.
The big sort of grenades and the rocket launchers and things do clearly do damage to it, but the basic shots don't look like they actually touched the boss. But I did enjoy it. I found the presentation very, very fun. The whole total carnage, I'd buy that for $1, all of that bollocks. I fucking love that. I thought that was great. I don't know, I might have seen RoboCop at that point, so I might have got the joke, I might have got the reference, but I've got time for Smash TV. I don't think I'll come away from it saying I didn't enjoy it, but I don't think I would ever play it again. I certainly don't feel the need to. I
find myself weirdly feeling not quite the same, but similar about the whole twin stick thing, which I say I enjoy. But as much as I enjoy them and playing, and the Geometry Wars games, I played a ton of those, but I don't now look back at them with any sort of fondness, and I don't feel a drag to go back and play them again.
Oh, okay. What about Beat Hazard? Because Beat Hazard for me is a very, very different thing, because you pick the song.
Yeah.
And the song will have a massive effect on how that level plays out.
No, even that. It seems to me that they, as a thing, I play them, I get them, I'm fairly good at them. I'm not brilliant or anything, but I get them and enjoy them and play them. But then I find them, to me, they feel quite disposable. I never really sort of love one. I'll tell you what, it's an exception to that, but it's a very recent game. There was a game called Ruiner, came out 5 years ago, maybe a bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
That was really, really good.
Is that on Steam?
Yeah, it's sort of PC. It's on everything. It's very modern. It's got a very cool style. It's by Devolver Digital. They published it, at least.
Yeah.
Who've got a great record for games they come out. And that's the most recent one. I played that all the way through and completed it and loved it all the way through. I thought it was fantastic. But it's almost to the point where that is the only one I can think of that I go, that was a great game. I know Enter the Gungeon is hugely well loved. I struggled with it. The whole roguelike loop, for me, sometimes it catches me and I get it and I love it, like Dead Cells and Hades. Absolutely adore them, and sometimes I just bounce quite hard off it. And that, it just seems to be most of the time these games are kind of in my brain a bit disposable.
Yeah.
I think what stands out about Ruiner in particular is I finished it.
Oh, okay.
Considering how many platform I've finished, how many racing games I've finished, how many twin stick shooters tend to sort of always be a little bit disposable, a little bit throwaway, a little bit just sort of bubblegummy, something I'll play for a bit and never come back to again.
Yeah.
I mean, of the 3 games in the series that we're talking about, Robotron 2084 is the one I'm most likely to go back and play again. I doubt I'll ever see the end of it.
No, I doubt I'll ever get to the end of it. It's fucking hard.
It is.
It's brutal. It's good though. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was weird. I'm watching the videos of the different versions of Smash TV. It was weird how much the Spectrum version of Smash TV sort of almost brought back the feel of Robotron 2084. It's hectic as fuck, and it really does.
Yeah.
I mean, it obviously is not twin stick, so you do shoot in the direction you're going. But it's crazy, and it is, of all of them, it has the same feel because of how hectic it is. And so many of the other versions downscaled the game. I put fewer enemies and things in it to make it work. But yeah, the Spectrum of all things actually seemed to make it work.
It's fairly competent looking, I've got to say. It's its own thing, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Obviously, they've taken Smash TV and made this game out of it, but I think the things they've removed almost make it its own game.
Very much so, yeah. I think there are some versions that don't even have the TV stuff in. I think on the Spectrum and the 8-bit computers, it comes up as you don't have the speech, but I think the graphics still pop up and they still do it. But there are a couple of versions I think don't even have that. Which is, it's what everyone remembers about the game.
That's half the point.
Yeah. It definitely is a bit more style over substance, I think, as a game, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I think the central sort of gameplay aspect to it is good, is solid. I think there's just some design choices that they made that make it... I wouldn't say it's not a fun game to play, but it's a slog. I'd get halfway through a level and just think, when is this going to end? one of the reasons I loved Robotron over Smash TV was the fact that all the enemies are on the screen at the start. So straight away, you know how many things you've got to kill. Smash TV, they just don't fucking stop coming out of the doors to come and kill you.
Yeah.
It seems like a never-ending stream. Every level just seems to take like 2 or 3 minutes longer than it should or than it needs to.
This whole episode's going to be us slagging off Smash TV and then going, but it's not bad. But every single level outstayed its welcome.
Yes.
Smash TV, it feels fast in what's going on the screen, but it's just, you're right. I mean, slog is the word. It just feels like you just keep shooting and shooting and shooting. Yeah. And, you know, the bosses are absolutely famous for it. And I think there's some versions where the boss fight is even longer than it is in the arcade.
Jesus.
The boss fights, are even longer than they are in the arcade. So yeah, it's just a game that is, everything is atrocious, and I don't think that's a great design thing.
Yeah. Also not a real word.
Atrocious?
Attritional.
Atrocious.
We've done this before, mate. I think
I know.
for this fucking word.
Are there any other twin stick shooters that you particularly love, remember, feel anything about?
There's a few, and a lot of them are more modern, and I think we've already spoken about Geometry Wars and Beat Hazard.
Yeah.
Which are both brilliant games. Beat Hazard more so because it's you pick the music that makes the level.
Mm-hmm.
But also there are a couple of old ones which I'd never played until literally today. I sat there and I thought, well, I've just installed a thing called Launchbox, which basically scrapes the internet and gives you information on every ROM, on every emulator you've got. It's like a very good front end to all your shit. And there's a section on there which is similar games. So you click on a game and you just click similar games. And one of the ones it came up with for Smash TV was a game called Snake Pit, which I thought, okay, never heard of it. Let's have a look. Oh, look, I've got it on MAME, which means I've had it over 20 years and never played it. And it's fucking brilliant. You are literally a guy chucked into a little arena a la Smash TV with lots of snakes coming at you. And they come from every direction. Varying colours denote the speed at which they'll move and try and kill you. And you have a whip, which you can use in only 4 directions. I'm guessing the original cabinet used a trackball because by default, the mouse controls it in MAME, which makes it silky smooth and beautiful to play. It's really, really good fun. I had a good 20 minutes playing it earlier where I would normally spend about 30 seconds playing one of these sorts of games. And it's fucking brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. It's my new favourite game of the moment. Just because it's so much fun. It's so much more fun than Smash TV. But it's very focused in what it does. It's like literally, here's all the snakes, kill them.
Yeah.
It feels a lot fairer. It feels a lot more considerate of your time and patience than Smash TV does. And there's some great little touches, like I think it's about the 3rd screen in, there's like a scorpion boss, which the first time I played it, I killed in 1 hit. And then it split into 3 little scorpions, which I killed in about 8 seconds, maybe. Second time I got there, I couldn't kill the fucking thing. I couldn't figure out where to hit it and what to do. And then another time I got to about the level 6 or 7 and the entire level is black. You can't see the arena. You can't see yourself. All you can see is your whip when you use it and the eyes of the snakes. So it's really, really tense and like, oh shit, what do I do? Where am I? What's going on? But it's really good, really clever little game. And I'd never heard of it. It would have been perfect for your Hidden Gems blog.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how I would have missed that. Maybe because of the control method, because I would never really...
Probably because it was S. And there are about 18 billion games that begin with S.
Yeah, there really are. But yeah, no, Dave sent me a link earlier and said I should play this before we come on. And I saw it. I couldn't get my mouse to work with it. Because I don't often use a mouse. I use a trackpad most of the time, so my mouse wouldn't work. But yeah, it was trackball originally, absolutely, which I can imagine was great fun.
Yeah.
So I never saw those later levels, but that sounds brilliant. Those are the sort of things that make you feel things for a game, aren't they? So clever stuff. You just go, that's cool, that's clever. It's like playing Boogie Wings for the first time, and when you get shot out of the plane and find yourself running along the ground, you just go, oh, that's cool. that's the stuff. That's the stuff that like sticks in your brain.
Yeah, the first time in Metal Slug when you get turned into a mummy.
Yeah. it seemed to be sort of around about 1982. These games sort of had a bit of a swelling and were about. There's a game from the same time I played called Black Widow, where you play as a spider on a web with various flies and insects attacking you. And it's twin stick. I think it might be 8-way sticks, actually. I don't remember spending a lot of my time pointing in diagonals. So it's either an 8-way stick or it's a 4-way stick tilted on the diagonal. I've not seen an arcade machine, but it looks great now, but I can only imagine how great it would have looked originally, because it's vector graphics, which if you've not seen vector graphics on a dedicated screen before, then you've really missed out. It's such a beautiful thing to behold. But these are coloured vector graphics. It looks really, really cool. It's a very good looking game. I'd be interested to know if someone's done a homebrew port of it to the Vectrex, because I own one and I want more games for it, basically.
There's a new one coming out.
A new Vectrex?
Yeah, Vectrex Mini.
They're doing the Vectrex Mini thing, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't heat your room and hum ominously, then I don't want it.
Put it next to your Dreamcast, you can melt a hole in the earth.
So yeah, but that's it's got a kind of again, you have these creatures occasionally lay an egg and you have to shove it off the web. It's a weird kind of web you're on in Black Widow, because nothing sticks to it. So it's like this web is not doing its job. There are flies just flying straight past it. Someone's not thought this through. But it's a really fun game. It sort of reminded me, and I think the twin stick thing, I wonder how much of it came from as far back as Asteroids, because Asteroids, it feels like it needs to be twin stick, doesn't it? And apparently this is where Robotron 2084 comes from Berserk. Eugene Jarvis playing Berserk and going, you need to be able to fire not just in one direction playing this game. You played much Berserk?
I didn't play any Berserk. For some reason I don't have it.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, there are some odd little gaps in my my main ROMs.
It's fascinating. Maybe whoever put together that pack was scared that if they played it might kill them. Because there was this weird rumor went around with Berserk that there was a kid in an arcade died playing Berserk.
Really?
Yeah, but he was. It's interesting. You can read up about it on the internet in a million different places, and depending where you go, there's this whole conspiracy of the refresh rate of the screen on Berserk and the graphics and how it was. Or there's the guy who owned the arcade going, the kid was out of shape. I saw him run up the stairs. He was pretty much dead before he got to the top.
Wow.
I don't know who you want to believe. But
fair enough.
It built this whole myth around Berserk that it was this almost like a killer video game.
Yeah.
I knew that, and I knew the sort of the mythology around it. I'd never played it before earlier in this week, and that's a really good game as well. Again, another really difficult game, but very, very cool, very stylish. Very much, everything's on a black screen, but using that to its advantage rather than seeing it. It's a very cool game. Some of these old arcade games, they were just really good. I mean, there's no two ways about it. They were just ahead of their time, really, really good. And I think coming back to Black Widow, they did a remake of it fairly recently, and it doesn't look that different. And it's just like you almost go, what was the point?
Yeah,
it's like they've done it in the sort of the Geometry Wars style to mimic the vector graphics. But I bet if you saw it on a proper sort of dedicated CRT TV, the old one would look better.
Yeah,
because it's a beautiful thing to behold.
Well, I'm watching a video of it now and it looks amazing. Weirdly enough, the thing it reminds me of the most, probably more because of its colour scheme, is the old Star Wars arcade game.
Oh, yes.
It's got very, very similar colours to it.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
I like that.
The colour palette is the exact same. I don't know, 6, 8 colours that game uses. But no, it's definitely 8-way shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. This looks really good, actually. I need to get this.
Yeah. Again, 1982. It's incredible.
Never underestimate how good those early arcade games were.
I think the trouble is, lots of them weren't. But
yes. Oh, God, yeah.
But yeah, also lots of them were. It's never dismiss anything, because we're here talking about retro games. No one listening to us is going to dismiss a game because of how old it is.
No. I do still have another game to talk about.
Oh, do you?
2, actually. Came up as suggested games on, I've already forgotten what it's called, Loadbox something. Launchbox. There we go. Jesus Christ.
Catching.
Yeah. So yeah, there are 2 more games that I played which really sort of stood out as worth a mention. The first one was a game called Splat. Have you seen this?
No.
It's basically a food fight twin stick shooter where you catch food items dropping down into the screen on the play area and you throw them across the screen at other characters. It's very odd. Again, 1982. 1982 seems to be the birth and death of twin stick shooters for a while. Yeah. Quite fun, actually.
Yeah.
Chaotic, bit bizarre. When you get hit, your head detaches from your body and you have to catch it back to carry on. But it's very strange. Worth a look. It's a good little bit of fun. Probably only play it for 10 minutes and then you'd be done. But it's, if you're into your old MAME arcade games, it's one to look at if you've never seen it before. And then the other one I found was a game called Dead Connection, which is a bizarre Godfather-esque revenge story that has one of the best intros to any arcade game I've ever seen. It was such good fun. It was just cheesy as fuck. But really, really interesting. When it starts, instead of coming up with made by Taito, which it is, it comes up with Taito Film as the makers. Taito, whatever. But yeah, it's a revenge story against an organised crime syndicate, and it plays in a sort of vaguely, it's not, I don't think it's twin stick, but it's very much, here's the arena you fight in and you shoot in 8 directions. But during the intro movie thing, it's got a woman gets gunned down, who I assume is your girlfriend, wife, mother, something, I don't know. And there's this character just kneeling over her, and the text underneath it is just sadness and revenge. It's cheesy as fuck, but it's great fun. It's a good game. It's worth playing. I think it looks like it's potentially up to 4 players as well, if the intro video is anything to judge it by. But have a look. It's 1992. There's a choice of 4 characters. It comes up at the start of each level and tells you how many enemies you have to kill. So the first level starts and you have to kill 30 enemies. And the first level is like the foyer of a hotel. So you've got enemies up on a balcony at the top and they're coming from sort of all angles and you just shoot in every direction possible. But I've never seen it before, but it's great fun. I'll definitely give that a few more goes.
Again, this is the weird thing. Again, sorry to bore regular listeners. I once did a blog where I played everything on MAME and tried to pick the actual hidden games, and this somehow passed me by.
You would have really enjoyed this, I think.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It is good. It's good fun.
Not twin stick, but you
no.
can see why it would come up as a recommendation.
Yeah, it's a multi-directional shooter.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the best way to call it.
It's kind of like one of those, apparently it's been made available on the Switch and the PlayStation 4. So
really?
Arcade Archives, Hamster, who own a whole ton of licenses, put it out on the Switch and the PlayStation 4.
That's random.
Yeah, there's so much. Again, this blog I did was it can't have come out on a system outside of Japan to be considered an actual hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
And I reckon more than half of those games, I did this, was it 10, 20 years ago? It was a long time ago now. More than half of the games that were at the time met that criteria are now not meeting that criteria because there was I think around COVID such a clamour for retro games, and it's carried on to a certain extent. There was a game I looked at briefly called Mars.
Oh, okay.
Which appeared to be like a horizontal shooter, and again, it was very, very briefly, but it looked like a horizontal shooter, but with the ability to fire in any direction.
What was it on?
On a MAME.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1981.
Ooh.
Very much in the defender, scramble, side-scrolling shoot-'em-up vein.
Yes.
With 8-directional fire.
Yeah.
That looks quite
How
good,
cool is
actually.
that? Yeah. So yeah, I played it very, very briefly. I think I can't remember why I stopped. I think it maybe had some work to do or something. So I don't have much.
Life got in the way.
Yeah.
What a pisser.
Yeah, I played enough to go, do you know what, that's quite cool, and forgot to go back to it. But it does look quite smart, doesn't it?
Yeah. I've got it on MAME. I've never played it.
So the first link I just clicked on trying to remember the name of it come up, and it's a arcade database thing. And it's just sort of brought back to me this thing about we're just now getting to a point in games where the strive for 60 frames a second is starting to be seen as something that's fairly easy to achieve. But that's all because of the push for more realistic graphics. All you have to do is not have your realistic graphics and you'll hit 60 frames a second easy. The reason I'm saying this is because 1981 Mars, which is a great looking game, plays great, was running at 60 frames a second.
Yeah, there's a lot of 8-bit era games that run at 60 FPS.
Yeah, it's only the drive, the push, the hunger for better, more realistic graphics that has restricted it. It's not difficult to hit more than 60 frames a second. There have been games running at 60 frames a second for decades.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is a little bit sort of off topic, but it just reminded me seeing that stat there on the screen. The resolution was 224 by 256, but it was hitting 60 frames a second
on a 30-inch CRT TV. Every pixel is a centimetre square.
Imagine how beautiful and crisp they'd look, though.
Yeah. Imagine how blurry and horrible they'd look. I don't miss the CRT TV era.
Do you not?
No, I remember it fondly.
I think that's a controversial thing to say on a retro gaming podcast, Dave.
Don't get me wrong, I have obviously 90% of my gaming life was spent in front of a CRT TV, he says, thinking probably a lot less now, actually. But no, the pushing to higher resolutions and an LCD and good LCD monitors, it's just been so much nicer. The only real issue is that you can't recreate the CRTV look very easily.
No.
Emulators do attempt it, but I don't think they really achieve it.
No, and that's the thing. Depending on what you're playing, for me, everything... I mean, we stop our retro at 2000 with the Dreamcast, but even the PlayStation 2, most games on the PlayStation 2 were designed for a CRT TV. Mm-hmm. So that, and its contemporaries, the GameCube, and the Xbox even. So many of these games don't even run natively in widescreen.
Yeah. And
we forget that. So these games, because they were made, they were designed, they were created on CRT TV, they do tend to look better on a CRT TV. And that's everything up to, say, 2002. So that's from 1980. So you're looking at 40 years versus 20 years. So that is 2/3 of everything you ever played. Yeah. Was probably on a CRT. And those early LCDs that were about when the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox were about, absolutely fucking horrendous.
Oh, they were terrible. I didn't buy an LCD TV until 2010 because I knew they were shit. I left it a very, very long time before bothering.
I had the rarest of things. I had you might even remember it, I had a high definition, a 1080. It was 1080i rather than 1080p, but I had a 1080 widescreen CRT TV.
Yeah. You also had, what was it, the HD DVD?
I did. The add-on for the Xbox
died
360.
on its arse in about 6 weeks.
Yeah. The Betamax of high definition discs.
For early adopter, read moron. Let it settle. See where it goes. Mm-hmm. Then choose your format.
See where the tree, we'll have to beep that as well, lays their hat, and that'll be what survives.
See where the adult entertainment industry goes.
Yes. We're doing this with tie-in with the Running Man film, and I thought about something earlier and forgot to mention it.
Okay.
That whole era, that sort of Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, commando action film Rambo thing. At the time, I remember it being huge and everyone talking about it. I never really watched them.
Really? I consumed all of them.
Yeah, and that was the normal thing to do. Everybody was doing that.
Quickly as I could, through whatever means I could, be it renting a video or getting a pirate copy of somebody. I saw, at the age of like 11, 12, I'd seen more 18-rated films than you probably should in your entire life. Like things like Predator, Aliens, Commando, Running Man, RoboCop. We used to have the ubiquitous, dodgy rental video guy who came to your village and would rent you fucking anything because he didn't care. He got his £2 and you got a film that you shouldn't watch, basically.
Great days.
We used to have a guy that came to the village I used to live in like a transit van.
Yeah, it was fairly normal.
If you saw it now and your child went in that van, you would assume they were going to get abducted within minutes. We literally just walked in the back of this guy's van with like a $5 and rented films we were 5, 6, 7 years too young to watch.
Yeah.
It's great. I fucking loved it. I mean, we spoke about this, I think
it was Batman.
Yeah, the TV versions of films. So something like Aliens would come out on TV and all of the swearing would be cut or redubbed into some bizarre phrase that you didn't really recognise. But we skipped all that by renting the full film off literally the guy in the van. He probably never even had a name. Probably never even asked his fucking name. He didn't care.
I think he had a name.
Oh, he definitely had a name. Because it would have been read out during his court appearance. Or one of them, because there would have been many. But no, it's just such a different time. Like literally a 12-year-old kid could just get into the back of a stranger's van, give him some money and walk out with a video that they were breaking the law by watching it. You don't get that these days. It just doesn't happen.
Well, no, because they just go on the internet and watch it. They don't have to risk their life. If you don't recognise this is something that I promise you happened in every village and town, everywhere in the UK in the 80s. There was a guy, multiple guys, who got you pirated or just versions of films and just came around in a van and you rented them. Cash only existed. You know what I mean? There was nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing else.
So you just give them some cash and they gave you a film, and then a week later they'd come back and pick it up. And that was that. And you could, as Dave said, he didn't check your ID. He didn't care how old you were or what it was. It just, you give him the money, he gave you the film, and then he'd be back in a week to pick it up. And it was a very, very different time. Is what it was.
I was friends with the kids of the people who ran the pub in Cotton End at the time. Which
one?
The Harrows.
Oh, God rest its soul.
So yeah, somebody would get hold of a copy of something, and the pub was the nexus for lending it out to everybody. So somebody would take it home from the pub, bring it back to the pub, and the in-between points, it'd just be sitting there. So I got to watch like The Thing when I was like 9 years old, and shit like that I just should not have seen at all. Vividly remember watching that, being scared shitless by it, but also really interested in it. But when things like The Running Man, RoboCop, Aliens, Predator were coming out, I just consumed all of it. Anything that anybody had, oh, can I borrow that? Can I come around to your house and watch that? If you're not going to lend it to me, can I come around to your house and watch it? Just any opportunity to see something new, you jumped at. And I thought, do you get that anymore? Does anybody have that moment anymore where somebody's got something that you can't get?
I think there's two things. One is everything has been industrialized, for lack of a better word, and it's their job to make that impossible, isn't it? It's the whole sharing. The video games industry has been trying to remove the concept of sharing and ownership, and generally for a good 20 years, if not longer than that now. But event films are even struggling now. How often do people go to the cinema? How often is it seen as worthwhile going to the cinema? It's almost like these industries don't want that to happen. Early access gaming takes that away.
Yeah.
Completely. It removes that whole thing. We're talking talking nostalgically, and that's what a lot of retro focuses on. And we're normally quite good at it. And we've done it today. Smash TV. There's some nostalgia around it and the concept of it, but we've both gone, not a great game. No. And that, I think, most of the time, nostalgia-focused content wouldn't do that. Or goes the other way and go, everything old was shit, and just rages and makes it out to be a lot worse than it was. Looking at it, we've picked up Smash TV, played it through a modern lens and gone, And we don't always do that, but we've done it today. But I think now we're talking about actual nostalgia, picking up dodgy videos off the back of a guy's van and watching pirated copies of things and that. And wondering whether that was better than being able to sit in your living room and watch it in 4K 2 days after it came out in the cinema. So what was better about it? That's the question.
I think back then you had the benefit of feeling that you'd found something for yourself. I think that's what we've lost. I think it's 99% impossible these days to find something on your own. Like, you'll either get recommended something through an advertising algorithm, or someone you know will say, have you seen this? Like, when was the last time you genuinely found something for yourself? Again, going back to your assertion that the internet has ruined fun.
Yes.
It's also ruined the ability to find something for yourself.
I mean, this is what was just running through my head. How did you find a thing for yourself?
You just randomly found it. You would find an arcade game by walking into an arcade.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And playing a game you'd never heard of before and no one had ever told you about before.
Or going into a music shop and just looking at...
Yeah.
I think my flip side of that is there is an argument that the internet allows you to discover more things.
Second hand.
Yeah, but yes. But somebody's got to stock the shop, haven't they?
Yes.
At the same time, the enshittification of the internet that we've enjoyed in the last 10 to 20 years has buried the obscure even further beneath a wall of marketing. And I will say again, fuck Valve and fuck Steam, because that's what they've done to video games. They have made it almost impossible. There may be 4,000 games a day that appear on Steam, but you will see 6 of them, if you're lucky, on your front page, and they'll be exactly the ones that Steam want you to see.
Yeah.
And that's where we are, and that's the sort of thing that Dave's talking about. Yes, somebody had to fill those weird little carousels on the end of the shelves in W.H. Smith's with those budget Spectrum games. And some publisher had to put them there in the first place. But I went in there and I saw Shockwave Rider and I went, that looks like fun. It wasn't. It was shit. But I also went in there and saw Star Strike 2 and thought, that looks good. One of the best video games ever made, and I stand by that. It's in my top 20. I adore it.
I have a moment that is exactly that with Amstrad games. I remember being in Woolworths buying Werewolves of London on the Amstrad for probably $1.99, but also at the same time picking up Into the Eagle's Nest for $1.99. One of those games is great. One of them is utter shit.
One of them is a great Warren Zevon song.
Yeah, not a good game.
We pay for Netflix, and I have on 3 separate occasions recently felt like I have gone through every single fucking screenshot on every single page of Netflix and found nothing I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
But if you go into the search bar and you search for classic kung fu films, there are some amazing films on there.
Okay.
But it's not what it shows you. You wouldn't find them unless you almost go into the search thing and put the name of the film in, because you already know it's there because somebody or some internet website somewhere.
Yeah.
As internet website, I sound 400 years old.
This is like me saying the Hit Parade or whatever the fuck it was that cracked you up a few episodes ago. The pop charts, that was it.
The pop chart.
You with your internet websites.
But the point is, we are told too often what to watch and what is good.
Yeah.
Or play more relevantly.
Well, that's it. We're banking on an algorithm guessing what we want, which might happen, it might not.
I quite often see an advert come up because of the algorithm, because the internet knows I search for retro gaming stuff a lot. I quite often get an advert pop up for Antstream Arcade.
Oh, yeah.
That proudly declares it has 1,300 games on offer.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah. I own more games. Physical games, let alone paying 14 quid a month to play an emulated version of what is probably 1,000 terrible games, 250 average games and 50 good ones. But this is the thing, they are trying to curate. This is retro gaming. I bet the Outfoxies isn't on there. Do you know what I mean? You will be told. I bet it's got it won't have 700 versions of Mario because Nintendo wouldn't let them.
No, it'll have 7,000 versions of Super Giuseppe Brothers. Or Great Guyana Sisters.
Oh, fucking hell, why is that game everywhere? Because that's an Amiga game originally, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It turns up everywhere all the time. Oh, this has been the most entertaining part of this podcast.
What, moaning about the state of the world?
No, this is going in, because the Smash TV stuff was basically you and me going, not bothered.
It's not that good.
So a bit of an odd one, I imagine, but what did you find, Dave? What did you go for our cocktail for Smash TV and also a Running Man tie-in?
Technically, it is a Smash TV reference, but realistically, it's a RoboCop reference wrapped in a Smash TV reference.
Oh, okay.
So, in honour of the TV announcer that is present throughout the game, one of his little catchphrases that he shouts at is, "I'd buy that for $1. Very clearly ripped off from RoboCop, but without any sort of shame. They're not trying to hide it or anything.
Oh, no,
it's not like it's a copyrighted thing. That's a fictional TV show within a film. No one's really damaged by them stealing that. But I loved it. The first time I heard it when I was playing the game, I thought, I don't remember that. That's brilliant. That's really funny. Because it's showing your references. It's showing what has led you to this point of designing this game and coming up with the concept. So I went for a cocktail called $1. I would buy that for $1. Led me to $1. And it sounds quite nice, I've got to say. It's 45ml of cognac, 10ml of Monin Orgeat syrup, or Orgeat. Is it Orgeat?
It is Orgeat, yeah.
Yes, that is it. 10ml of verjuice.
What's verjuice?
I'll come back to that.
Yeah, please do.
And then 105ml of ginger beer. So I had to Google verjuice because I just thought, what the fuck is that? Like you just said. It's a highly acidic fruit juice made from unripe grapes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'd imagine that's quite bitter, quite strong.
I've tasted unripe grapes. Because
you're impatient.
So this is the thing. I recently made grappa.
Oh yeah, you said about that.
Yeah, so I distilled. We've got a grapevine in the garden, and I couldn't be fucked to make wine because it was everybody who makes wine at home. It's always horrible.
Yeah, it's always shit.
Skip to the fucking end. I'll make grappa, and it's turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. But I'm trying to look up and ask the internet and books and things. How do you know when a grape is ripe? Mm-hmm. The answer is taste it. And it genuinely is. Well, you pick a grape and it tastes sweet, it's ripe. If it doesn't, it's not ripe. Leave it. So yeah, unripe grapes are really bitter and sharp and like really zingy,
like a gooseberry.
Yes, great analogy. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So that's verjuice, is it?
Yeah, it's a verjuice, which never heard of before today.
No.
So it's fairly simple. Select and pre-chill a Collins glass. Prepare garnish of skewered crystallized ginger.
Yum.
Pour all the ingredients into the chilled glass, fill the glass with ice and briefly stir, garnish with said skewered crystallized ginger. That's it. It's fairly simple, fairly straightforward. I think it sounds quite nice. I'd give it a go. So
I've just looked up, try and look for alternatives for verjuice. Verjus. And it seems to be, I mean, this kind of tells you what it tastes like as well as what might be an alternative, but 50-50 lemon juice and white wine vinegar.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
That sounds fucking horrible.
That's spiky.
Yeah. That's sharp.
Yeah, that's an interesting flavour.
I mean, there's only a tiny amount of it in there.
What was the measurement again?
It's 45 ml of cognac, 10 ml of the orgeat syrup, 10 ml of verjuice, and then 100 ml of ginger beer. So that is getting drowned out. That's not going to be a massive component to that.
No,
absolutely.
You think 5 ml of white wine vinegar with 5 ml of lemon juice.
Yeah.
I think it will be there as a nice little punchy note in the background, but you're right. You're not going to get... It's not going to burn your throat out.
You'll get the edge of that at best. Yeah. It's like what was it you had? 2.8 mil of something last week?
There was, yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd be curious to give that a go because brandy, I really like brandy. Actually, I think I prefer brandy to whiskey. I found this out recently.
I agree.
I got won a bottle of brandy in a raffle at an archery tournament and sat there drinking it before leaving the archery tournament. Have a paper cup and sharing it with everybody who wasn't driving. So actually, this is really nice. I wouldn't be doing this with a bottle of whiskey.
No, I'm with you. I think of the kind of the neat spirits kind of things. Yeah, I think brandy is one of them, and there are some great brandy cocktails as well. And it's something I've recently run out of it. I had a bottle of cognac until quite recently.
Yeah,
but it is. You can just drink it. You can just sip it and drink it, and it's nice. And obviously, much like whiskey and all these other spirits, there are varying qualities of it. And if you went into your supermarket and bought a bottle for £9, I'm sure it'd be fucking vile. But I think it's nicer at a lower price point. A £20 bottle of brandy would be very, very nice.
Yeah.
Whereas a £20 bottle of whiskey is unlikely to be great.
Bells.
Yes.
Not to name names or anything.
Proudly sponsored by Powell Scotch whiskey. Fucking famous grouse. Oh my god. I remember every time I see the famous grouse advert on TV, which presents itself as this really high quality, somehow also blended Scotch whiskey.
Yeah.
I remember the only time I ever tried to drink any, and it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever tasted in my entire life.
You should always go for one of the Glens.
Any of the Glens. I went the Running Man route.
Oh, okay. What did you go for then?
So I went, and it's a weird one because there's a few cocktails with this name.
Okay, is it the Butcher?
No.
Ah.
Neither is it the Baker. Nor, as you will be unsurprised to hear,
Steve.
I went for the Buzzsaw.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Named after one of the antagonists from The Running Man. I assume the new one, but definitely the old one. And there are a few around, and I couldn't make any of the others. Didn't have the ingredients. But there's a grouprecipes.com, and it seems like almost like a very unassuming, low-rent message board type thing for sharing recipes. Very old-school internet look to it. Still live. But this recipe is from 17 years ago.
Wow.
It's a big white page. It's got recipes. It's got an index. There is not a fucking advert in sight. There's a search bar, and that's about it.
Oh, bringbackgeocities.com.
So yeah, I went through the list of the antagonists and characters from Running Man looking for a good cocktail. On this website, Group Recipes, there's a cocktail called the Buzzsaw cocktail, by somebody called Noir. I'm going to leave him a comment, and he'll be like, Jesus Christ, my life has changed a lot since I posted this thing. But this is essentially a bramble cocktail without the tonic water, without the soda water, whatever you put in your bramble. So a bramble is gin, slow gin, lemon juice, and then you top it up with soda water or tonic water, whichever you prefer. It's a fantastic cocktail. Oh, and creme de mure in a bramble. It's a fantastic cocktail. Really, really nice, really drinkable, very wintry, great for this time of year. And this is basically that, but turned into a short cocktail served in a martini glass type of thing. I can never remember what the right word is for those sort of cocktails. So it's 2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of slow gin, an ounce of creme de cassis, and the juice of quarter of a lemon. It's a bit varied depending on your lemon. It's about a tablespoon of lemon juice. But it tastes exactly as you mean. It's like having a bramble, but with a real kick up the arse. It's all, with all the dilutant taken out of it. And it really, really tasty. I typically, this is a theme, got to be at least the 5th or 6th time I've said this, don't have creme de cassis, so I use creme de mure instead. Creme de mure and creme de cassis.
You're slowly working your way through that batch, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'll get there eventually. One of these days I'll say, I've got no more creme de mure. But they are very, very similar. Creme de cassis is red, black currant, and creme de mure is blackberry. So they are very, very similar. But yeah, it's really, really nice. It is, as I say, it's like a bramble with all the subtlety taken away. It's just like gin and a bit of blackberry syrup, and the lemon really takes the edge off all that gin as well. And it's one of those things, that's a lot of gin, that's 3 ounces of gin in a martini glass. So it's one of those ones you're going to need a decent gin for. I have Roku gin. You can get it in any supermarket. It's one of the best things you can buy in the supermarket for my money. It's really, really nice. But yeah, you shake it together with ice, as you do with most cocktails that go in a martini glass, and then sip it slowly or you'll get really wasted really quick. But it's lovely, and it's really seasonal, really fits in the autumnalness and the endless rain that we have in the UK at the minute. And it's called the Buzzsaw for some reason, which somehow ties it back to the Running Man and this episode.
So you went for a pun.
Well, to come back to what you were saying about discovering things, even when it's a pun, we still are discovering things, and we're sharing them with people.
Yeah.
So what's next is
Bushido Blade.
Bushido Blade.
PlayStation 1 only? Or
Yep.
do you know of anything else?
Nope, it was PlayStation 1 only.
Yep.
It is probably in my top 5 games of all time.
Really?
It's big for me. And so you saying do it next time, I'm going, is there enough time? Can I, in 2 weeks, can I really summarise my thoughts on this game? It's like saying that, next week is Outrun. I'm doing, no, stop it.
We're eventually going to have to do Outrun, you know.
We are, and it will be basically me on a diatribe for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm just going to sit in the corner and fall asleep.
Yeah. But no, yeah, let's do Bushido Blade. Because today has been not a lot about the game, because we were both a bit meh about the game in the end.
Yeah.
That is not going to be the case with Bushido Blade. So let's bring it back to what we do best. And what we do best, I think, is a bit of passion, a bit of love.
Talk about something we actually like.
Yeah. We're always... And my God. What a game Bushido Blade is. So yeah, that'll be next time on Cocktail Mode, where gaming and alcohol are in our blood. Keeps on flitting through my brain, and when we've been talking, we've already done Flashback, and that's got that game show level in it. That level's better than Smash TV.
It's a lot quicker.